Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you, and we're getting into a video that I promised that I would be getting out by New Year's Day, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Took me a while to get to this point, but I said that I was going to get to it. Just got off of work, and so now I've had the opportunity to do what I needed to do. So what I'm going to do here, this is a special Phantasy Star video that I promised that I would do for someone who had been following my Phantasy Star 4 Let's Play since the very beginning, a guy by the name of AxelStone04, and he wanted to know if I was going to do any of the other Phantasy Star games after I completed my Let's Play of Phantasy Star 4. And the thing is, and this is something that I mentioned before, due to how tedious the first 3 games are, it wouldn't really make the best Let's Play to do those 3 games. The first Phantasy Star by itself, you really have to do a lot of grinding in that game. Just to even get out of the confines of the first town in the game takes a lot of grinding to do. In Phantasy Star 4 you really don't need to do that much grinding, but in the original Phantasy Star you have to do a lot of it. And it just would be a waste of your guys' time, and I wouldn't want to do that to you. As far as Phantasy Star 2 is concerned, the grinding works in a different way. Every time you go to a new town, you have to go back to your hometown and pick up a new character there. And every time you do, you have to grind them up from experience level 1. And so what you end up with is a whole bunch of characters with vastly varying experience levels. And characters who are necessary in certain places, not all places, but somewhere they are absolutely necessary for your success. And so you really need to do a whole lot of grinding to get your 6 remaining characters in addition to the 2 you start off with, just to have a really good shot at defeating the game's final boss. So because of that, I'm not going to be doing Phantasy Star 2 as a Let's Play. As far as Phantasy Star 3 is concerned, any of you who've ever played Phantasy Star 3 will know as well as I do that essentially, in order to do a proper Let's Play of Phantasy Star 3, you would essentially have to be doing 7 playthroughs of the exact same game. Because it starts out with your first lead hero, and then at a certain point in the game, he has to get married, and he has to choose one of 2 women who he's going to marry. He then marries, has a son, and then they go on their own quest. And since you have 2 options, and the option of getting 2 different sons, you now have 3 quests. And then those 2 sons will then get to a certain point where they get to choose between one of 2 women that they want to be their wives, and then they marry, and then that child, then they have a son. And so what you have is 4 different new characters to play with. So in order to do a proper Let's Play of Phantasy Star 3, you have to go to the end of the game with all 4 of the characters in the 3rd level. And so, as I said, it's essentially doing 7 different playthroughs of the exact same game, and it would just take way too long. In order to properly do that, you would easily need to commit well over 100 hours of gameplay to it, and since that would take way too long, I don't think it's worth your trouble for me to get that make you waste your time having to wait for me to do that. So when Axel Stone asked this of me initially, I decided, you know what, why don't I offer you this as an option? Because I have save states at the end, or very close to, the last boss of the first 3 Phantasy Star games, why don't I offer you a boss montage video of the final 4 bosses of the 4 Phantasy Star games? And he liked this idea, and so I decided, okay, I'll do it for you. And so this is by request to AxelStone04. So go to do this request video for him. And so I'd like you to enjoy me taking on all 4 of the final bosses from the first 4 Phantasy Star games. Let's get to it. Okay, so it all gets started with the original Phantasy Star game. Circa 1988, you see our lead heroine Alice Landale all set to go along with her party. So let's get this file set up. So I'm standing at the last door in the game's last dungeon, and Darkfalz, as he's he was known in this game as Darkfalz, and so we're gonna use the miracle key to open the door to get access to him. And if you were paying attention, we're gonna be using some burgers if we have to in order to do some healing, because that's one of the main healing items. So let's get a big visit to Darkfalz here. And as you can see, for a boss from 1988, this is a very visually impressive video game boss for a game of that era. So here's how it's gonna work. Because Alice's magic is stronger than her attack, I'll have her using her fire spell. I'll have Meow and Odin attacking primarily, and Noah will be using his wind spell. Noah would later become known as Lutz in future Phantasy Star games. And Darkfalz always attacks twice every turn. It may be the same character, maybe two different characters. But one of the strange things with Darkfalz is that the amount of damage he can get on an opponent, it can vary, B-A-R-Y, very, B-E-R-Y, significantly. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So, you can see he's doing some good damage, so make sure I use the fire spell. And then Meow is my primary healer, so I'll be using him to heal Alice. And the cure spell basically acts as res, and it heals 80 points. And demonstration on why I said there is a lot of variance in terms of the damage that Darkfalz can inflict. As you just saw, Noah suffered over 100 points of damage on a single shot. So we're definitely going to need to change the strategy up a bit here. So I'm going to need to heal Noah because he's got my main stuff for recovery and also for spells. And yeah, here's where I'm going to use one of the burgers. So proceed as normal. My two weak people are now healed. So far so good. And if you just noticed, Darkfalz only hit Alice for just 2 points of damage. That's why I said the damage can vary very significantly, as you just saw, from 2 points to over 100. So it is a crapshoot. You never know which character is going to get hit and for how much. It could be a little, it could be a lot. Darkfalz is very unpredictable that way. Also, something else you'll need to take into consideration is the fact that Alice and Noah will more than likely run out of magic before you defeat Darkfalz, and then when you get to that point, it becomes a battle of attrition. Can you hold out before your characters get killed off? And Noah gets halved. And Alice only suffers 22 points, but Meow's right there to heal her. And so now Meow will have to heal Noah this turn. Okay. Oh, I don't have enough. I guess it takes 8 magic points to cast Wind, so I guess I'll have to use Fire from Noah. That wasn't too bad. Neither was that. Okay, I'm holding my own right now. But Alice is out of magic, so she can only attack now. Make sure we keep Odin on his feet. And yeah, takes 4 points, I guess, of magic to cast fire, so Noah can only attack physically now, and he loses over 100 points again. And Alice missed that one. But turnabout is fair play, I guess. Okay, so healing again for Noah. Hopefully he survives the turn. And Darkfalz focuses attention on Alice. And more evasion from Darkfalz. Ouch. And Noah is halved again. Yeah, Meow's nothing more than a healer at this point. And more damage sustained. Oh, hang in there, Noah. You can do it. Okay, so I think this is gonna be all attack this turn. Ow. Oh, well, we got him anyway! So that takes care of Darkfalz in Phantasy Star 1. Okay, so now we're moving on to Phantasy Star 2. And so, this is the only game in which Dark Force or a variation of him is not the final boss. In this game, Dark Force is the penultimate boss. So we're going to continue off my A file and take you right to where the Mother Brain exists. Not the Metroid version, the Phantasy Star version. It should be pointed out, you can only start at this point if you picked up a special item in Phantasy Star 2 known as the Visiphone, and this is only available to you if you use the last character that's available to you, which is Sheer, and if you use her at the... I can't remember the name of it, but it's where your lead character has to do his job. That's where he works out of. So you just keep going there over and over with Sheer, and eventually you'll get the Visiphone, but she has to be at a high enough experience level. So now that we've made sure that we've cleared all that up, it's time for the Psychedelic Light Show to begin. And as you can see, the Mother Brain is flashing all the colors of the rainbow. Plus, she also has what I think is the best final boss music in the Phantasy Star series, and I really enjoy it. And also what makes her really freaky is the fact that this image of the planets in the outgoing solar system is effectively covering her up so that she's not completely in the nude. And then there's the fact that she has four arms. Yeah, it's certainly quite the freak of nature, the Mother Brain. So I'm just not gonna get into the battle right away because I just wanted you guys to enjoy the music of the final boss here for a moment. Okay, so now that we've taken a full loop of the music, let's do what we need to do in order to ensure survival. Always start off with having Amy in your party and having her cast the ban. If you don't use it, obviously because the ban is a defense increaser, you will be in over your head, and you could easily lose people very fast. Because the Mother Brain does have an individual attack, but it primarily uses a group attack. So you need to protect yourself against that. And you also need to have stuff like the Star Mists. They act like the Stardews in Phantasy Star 4. And as you can see, the ban is already paying off. So take advantage of that, because if you don't, you'll be in trouble. Yeah, and everyone's back to pretty much full health. And Rudo gets hit, but not for that much damage. It is possible to actually miss the Mother Brain with an attack, but don't let that get you discouraged. Also, it's better to use the Storm Gear if you have it as weapon for Amy to use, as opposed to regular daggers, which is the only weapon she has, and they're not that good in terms of damage infliction. So as you can see, the Storm Gear works like a charm. So always make sure you have your Trimates handy, and always make sure that when you start the journey here on the last location in the game, that you carry Trimates that your respective character's inventory, because each character has their own respective inventory. Make sure it's maxed out, or else you are going to be in a bit of a trouble. And this is especially true when you're facing Dark Force here in Phantasy Star 2, because he is quite the random SOB, and he is way tougher than the Mother Brain is. And so you could be taking a long time having to deal with the Dark Force here in Phantasy Star 2, or in Phantasy Star 2, as opposed to the Mother Brain. Yeah, I haven't even had any champagne yet on New Year's Eve, and already I'm getting drunk. Okay, so Amy needs to heal herself here. Want to see if I have any Star Mists left. Keep in mind, this is the first time I'm actually using this save file in 2 years, so forgive me if my memory is not quite all that sharp. What about Rudo? No, he doesn't have it either. Should I be right in assuming Anna doesn't have a Star Mist either? I would be assuming correctly. Okay. So that means I'll be relying primarily on Trimates from now on. Eric and Rudo, I'm not all that worried about. Should be pointed out, I named my lead hero Eric, but if you go with the default name, his name is Rolf. The German name. And Amy hangs on and survives. Which is good because she's also the only one who can revive anybody. So if you lose her, then you're really in trouble. Okay, so keep Amy on healing. Should also be pointed out that depending on what you do, when you activate the fight button here, you just keep fighting until you either win the battle, or everyone gets killed off, or you press the cancel button in order to utilize strategy, and that will allow you to take care of stuff that you need to take care of, like healing, for example. And it's Amy who takes the hit this time. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve, why not enjoy a psychedelic light show? And who better than the Mother Brain to provide that? So now Amy needs to heal herself here. I think I'll use a healing spell this time. And thankfully I do have Nerez. Ouch. Oh, and that's my first actual miss. Okay. And Amy heals herself. And I sustain more damage from a group attack. And another miss, okay. So now I have to heal Anna this time. Plus, also healing for Amy as well, because you can never be too careful with her. She's essential to my survival. And Anna's flirting with disaster. Alright, so do some more healing now for Eric, aka Rolf. And another group attack. Well, I'm definitely getting the hits, so I know that I'm inflicting damage. So, how are we doing? Oh, we're still looking good. And this time it's just an individual attack against Eric. That's gonna be helpful. Means I can focus on full attacking this next turn. And then she does that. So I'll have to do healing again the next turn. Ouch, that's a bad miss. Okay, so let's see here. Giving a Trimate to Rudo. And Anna's gonna use a Trimate for herself. And away we go again. And more damage. So we saved Anna, we saved Rudo, and now we have to save Amy again. Oh, and I only have one Trimate left, so I guess that's gonna be my last one, so she can only rely on healing spells from this point forward. Well, but she doesn't need to! We got the win! So that's the last boss of Phantasy Star 2, but the Mother Brain, for as tough a battle as that was, she's actually quite the cheap bastard, because when you beat her, you only get 1 experience point and no Masada. Okay, so now we're starting on Phantasy Star 3, aka Generations of Doom, and we're going to take on the final boss here. Now, because of the fact that there's no actual place to save where Darkfalz is in this game, I'm going to be using a save state here through the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection. Because, yeah, you have to cover a lot of ground, and you have to fight a lot of bosses, and in getting here, it was really a problem because I could not run from a single battle for some reason. So, here I am, opening the Pandora's box of the Phantasy Star world. And here's Darkfalz, the Master of Death! And he's sinking for some reason, but his sorrow and anger and pain are his strength. Observe his might and despair of life. He will greatly enjoy my painful deaths, if they happen, but I doubt they will. This is a pretty straightforward battle, and it's often regarded as perhaps the easiest Darkfalz fight out of any of the Phantasy Star games, and I am definitely inclined to agree with that, because if your characters are leveled up enough, this is pretty straightforward. It also helps, depending on which version of Kara you're getting. It also depends, because you can definitely use her healing spells to your advantage. Plus, we're also going to be using Fanby to increase the attack strength of Aaron, which is the one of the 4 final characters and the one I'll be using. So you really want to focus on attacking the claws before you attack the main body of Darkfalz himself. And I'm having a bit of trouble controlling where I want to go for some reason. I'm pointing to the right, but for some reason it wants to go to the left. And it still wants to go to the left. Alright, whatever. Yeah. He's known to spam Sue quite a lot, and that can do quite a bit of damage. And if I heard that correctly, I believe we've disabled the first claw. Yeah, one can be killed off faster than the other. Yep, proof of point that we have indeed eliminated the claw on the right side. So we're going to have both Laia and Kara do healing this turn. So in this game, Jirez works differently because in this game, Jirez is a group healing spell as opposed to an individual healing spell. And because Mew has 2 different weapons, you have to target twice with her if you choose not to attack automatically. And the healing comes in quite nicely. And Darkfalz uses a physical attack. Okay. So basically just keep doing this. Focus on the claws first, then go after the body. Now, it's been a while since I've played this game, so I cannot remember if the attacks, my characters were going to automatically attack the claws before attacking Darkfalz itself. So this is a precautionary measure, just to make sure I'm actually attacking the claw first. And another physical attack from Darkfalz, okay? So, we're going to have Mew heal herself. And then, since the claw on the left is not quite gone, we need to continue to target it. Yeah, Kara also has 2 weapons as well, just like Mew does. And more Sue, and Mew's flirting with Disaster, and so is Kara. And looks like we've eliminated the second claw. So now just have Kara and Laia do all the healing. So depending on which character, as I said before, you're using, Kara acts differently. On this particular character, she's a good healer. On the other side, with the other 2 characters, she's more of an attacker. So it depends on how you want to do it. But as you can see, this is pretty straightforward. Once you've got the 2 claws disabled, just focus on the body and you should be able to get the victory quite easily. Just remember to have Kara and Laia heal when necessary. And he was really focusing on the physical attacks this time, and we got him! Okay, so... back here at Phantasy Star 4 now. And so, hello there, giant sea urchin. How have you been doing since I beat you up 24 hours ago? So, this is not the same battle against the Profound Darkness that you saw me do in the Let's Play. I had the opportunity to take an opportunity to look at what I did, learn from my mistakes, and so this is going to be hopefully a redemption video, and hopefully I'll be able to take the Profound Darkness down this time with a full complement of characters. So we'll see if I learn from my mistakes, and we'll see if we can beat this guy with relative ease. So here we go. Battle against the Profound Darkness version 2.0 is underway. Okay, so this time I'm going to be... last time I was a bit more conservative, but this time I want to be more aggressive. So I'm going to start with Ray Blade for Chaz, as opposed to the Crosscut. Of course, I'll make sure to fortify my defenses. Make sure I can find the barrier. I can never remember where that thing is. Also, I'm going to have Legion being used by Rune. And we'll have Warlaw used by Kira. Yeah, definitely a good way to start with some good damage. And the Shadow Breath puts Rika below 100, so she'll have to heal this turn. And I'll have Kira do that, because I know that Rika's a stronger attacker. So might as well go with Nerez. And it's pulled off successfully. Okay, well, there's the Fire Breath. I don't think you saw that in my Let's Play battle against the Profound Darkness, so there it is for you. Okay, so this time I can be more aggressive, so I'll have Kira use Nefoi. And Ray Breath. I don't think that was too devastating. So let's keep going here. So he's out of Legion, so we'll try and Fest. Or maybe let's see what Nawa can do. And light it up. Okay, it doesn't damage him as much. And that's 151 points against Chaz. So, no reason to panic yet. But I do need to heal Chaz, though. I think Jerez will get the job done. He doesn't need Nerez that badly. Okay, so that's the end of round 1. We're all looking pretty good right now. So now time for round 2. So pretty much gonna continue doing what I was doing before. But I'm going to reset my defenses. Yeah, I'm not going to have Rune focus on using the skills just yet, and Rika's in trouble. Okay, yeah, definitely need to get those defenses back up again. Okay, so he's out of Ray Blade, so we're gonna have to go to the Crosscut now. We don't have a choice. So hopefully Rika will still be standing by turn's end. And Rika gets off the Stardew in time. Ouch. Okay, so more healing for Rika. And I have a few Trimates in here, and there's one of them. So stick to the Flare, stick to the Nawat, stick to the Nafoi. And Rika's right back in it. Lighten it up. And there's Distortion again. So Ren will need to heal this turn. And we might as well use another Stardew. Okay, yeah, we'll go back to a Fest and see if we can speed this up a bit. And a single attack against Chaz, I have no problem with that. I'll have Kira do the healing this turn. Back and forth, and the Trimate gets off. Oh, a combination attack, alright. And once you know it, that finishes off round 2. That was quite fortunate. Okay, now here's where things can go horribly wrong. The third and final round. So let's have Chaz use the Megid, and everyone's looking good on HP. But we'll make sure to fortify the defenses. Can't hold back here. Especially when he does that. Casting of the Megid, causing some good damage. Do everything I can to keep my guys on their feet. Okay, so Megid again. Then myself a Stardew. Hopefully that'll be enough. FS, and we'll go back to Nafoi for Kira. Good damage. And an attack against Ren, that's good for me. I can go all out on this turn. That means pulling out the Positron Bolt. It's a shame I only got to use one. And here comes Megid again. Right back at you. And how about a Positron Bolt to boots? Okay, so gonna have Chaz keep using the Megid. And where are you? Okay. So Ren to recover as a precaution. And the boy. And more Megid. And our status effects get cancelled out. And after reviewing the video of my Let's Play against this guy, I think that's what caused me to suffer as much damage as I did to see Rune and Ren get knocked out. So we're not going to take those chances again. We're going to do what we need to do. Of course, given my circumstances, there's not much I could have done because Rika was out of technique points, and so was Kira. And Kira, I don't think Kira had any more Warlock. Anyway, Rune is dead. But we can rectify this situation because I'll have that continue to be cross-cut because Chaz no longer has Megid. But what I can do, what I was not aware of until I reviewed something on is that the Soul Dew, it can heal your HP to full, but it can also revive someone to full HP. So it's an enhanced version of the Moon Dew. Well, I'm actually glad you canceled my status increases because I was planning on fortifying my defenses anyway since Rune got killed off. So thank you for making my job a whole lot easier. So here is last Warlock. And Chaz takes a hit and almost gets killed off himself. Raise those defenses, guys. Raise those defenses. Okay. Do I still have Trimates? Yes, I do. That's the Fess, and Kira back to the boy. You can always count on Rika to get the healing when you need it. Yeah, okay, so he's using Mega, but yeah, he's not using it as heavily as he did in the Let's Play it run through. Okay, so this time we'll definitely have to use Nassar. And so Chaz or Rune will use Tandle. Hands on hips. 227 points of damage. And that was painful. But so is that. Okay, so Chaz will keep using the cross cuts. And Rika has to heal herself. Jira's should be sufficient enough because she doesn't have she only has enough to do 2 more Nassar. But hopefully we'll be able to beat him before we get to that point. And here comes the Megat again. Everyone indoors. So back to the Nassar. Because Rune's flirting with disaster and Ren needs to recover. So Ren is good for 1 more turn. And so is everyone else. Okay, I can go all out on offense next turn. So, back to double slash for Rika. And just keep using what I was using before. Okay, so Ren will need to recover this turn. Yeah, it's so helpful that he's not using Megat as much as he was in the Let's Play battle. This is making things much easier. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself by saying that. No, I didn't jinx myself. We got him, and we have a full complement of party members left intact. Revenge is achieved. And away he goes. And so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A full montage of the 4 final bosses from the first 4 Phantasy Star games. 2 versions of Darkfalz, the Mother Brain, and the Profound Darkness. So, to Axel Stone 04, I'd like to say thank you very much for being with me from the start of the entire Let's Play and following me through right to the end. It's always great to have support from others, especially when it's from a fellow subject of the Commonwealth. So, it's almost close to midnight here in Canada, which means it's almost time to ring in 2013. And for those of you who are in the Eastern Hemisphere, Happy New Year to you right now! So, thank you very much for watching this special bonus video of Phantasy Star Gaming. And when I join you once again, we'll be moving back to my project to try and finish more Mega Man games than Rome Mythral. So until next time everyone, thank you very much for watching, have a happy and healthy 2013, and until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.